Today I will speak about the use of natural language processing in the area of banking supervision. The job of on-site supervisors and of auditors in general is to assess facts against a given rule set and to collect the outcome of this assessment in a report with a particular focus on the cases of non-compliance, the findings. Detecting whether a certain fact is in conflict with rules and finding the most applicable and appropriate allegedly violated rule is a tricky task. And all the more so if we consider a large group of supervisory teams that have to act under a common framework and come to comparable results. Luckily, natural language processing can help supervisors to achieve this goal. In the following minutes, I will present some approaches to do so in an increasing order of complexity and maturity. In a first attempt, one might try to design a typology of findings by hand or to leverage an existing classification. This can serve as the training set for a machine learning classification model. By using a language model that has already been pre-trained on a related corpus and attaching to it classification layers, this approach can give acceptable results, even when trained only on a relatively small training set. At least as long as the number of classes becomes not too large and the texts analyzed are homogeneous and do not involve informal language. In my team at the ECB, we use this approach to classify findings from internal model assessment reports. And we successfully deployed a model with around 300 classes for potential labels and a training set of 10,000 findings. When the rule set becomes too large, however, a handmade granular design of the typology of findings might become unfeasible. In such a case, unsupervised learning appears to be a better choice. In this approach, the model would itself design the classes for labeling and would do so during the training process. The classification model could, however, still rely on the same basis language model that has been pre-trained. The architecture would become slightly different, though, because it appears beneficial that in such a case also the rule set would be ingested during the training. An even more complex model with applications that go beyond the simple classification of findings would arise from incorporating yet another set of data for the training, the audit trail from inspection. The latter consists of all written factual information collected during an inspection, reports, emails, policies, financial statements, also structured data. In terms of complexity, of course, such a model would go far beyond the simpler ones that I just described. And I believe that it would be necessary to either restrict the formats of ingested data or to add some meta-information on them to make this a feasible approach. On the other hand, if one would succeed with such an approach, this would give supervisors a tool at hand that would allow them to do a first automated critical reading of potentially huge data sets received during an inspection. All of the previously mentioned approaches can rely on transfer learning from previously built large NLP models. Yet another approach would be to build such an attention model for the banking supervision itself, to have a domain-specific attention model, so to say. This would have applications that go far beyond on-site supervision. It would allow to capture the linguistic subtleties of banking supervision-specific language, like the abbreviations used, the special meaning of some terms, and the frequent use of legal references. It would serve then as the base for the classification models that I just described. I've just sketched some potential ideas for applications of NLP in banking supervision, but in practice, things are not as neatly separated as I have explained. Data are often of a questionable quality and usually not fully labeled. So I believe that building strong machine learning models in NLP will require also some artistic skills. But given the developments that we've seen in recent years, I have no doubt that also banking supervision will soon be pervaded by NLP applications.